pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Clerk Levy, please call roll.
Yes. Supervisor, thank you. Supervisor
Present.
Kana Pesanti. Trustees Collins,
Trustee Collins present.
Gelfen,
Present.
Tollison.
Present.
Trustee Kendrick is excused. Our assessor is present, Scott Bagnell. Our administrator is present, Rick Greer. Our township attorney is present, Ross Sheckler. And your clerk is present, Charles Woody. Your meeting minutes, Supervisor.
Thank you, Clerk. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the January 27th special budget board meeting?
So moved by Gelfen.
So moved by Gelfen. Is there a second?
Collins will second it.
Collins second. Any additions or corrections? Okay, hearing none.
Trustees Collins,
Trustee Collins, aye.
Gelfen,
Aye.
Tollison.
Aye.
Supervisor Kana Pesanti.
Aye, thank you. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the January 27th regular board meeting?
So moved.
Collins has it.
So, we'll give it to the lady. So moved by Trustee Collison. Is there a
The
second?
gentleman, Collins, will second it.
Trustee Collins seconds. Any additions or corrections? Okay, hearing none.
Trustees Collins,
Trustee Collins, aye.
Gelfen,
Aye.
Tollison.
Aye.
Supervisor Kana Pesanti.
Aye, thank you. I'm going to move into my supervisor's report. Administrator Creer and I have started meeting with each of our employees for their annual review. This is a process that I implemented when I became supervisor about 4 years ago. Even though we are a small operation with under 20 employees and have a wide open door policy with our employees, we find that it's very useful to have these intentional formal check-ins to gauge how goals have been accomplished over the past year and receive feedback while talking through our collective hopes for the future. This year we did something a little bit different. We asked each employee to review and update their own job descriptions and bring them into the meeting for collective review. We're doing this in preparation for the end of our term, making sure that things are clean and tidy before the next term ushers in lots of changes. Miss Erica Jellerson gave me a soup group update today. Soup group is, of course, for those of you who do not know, a new initiative that's run by the township to accomplish 3 objectives. 1, bring the community together in a shared open community space. That space is actually this room that transforms itself from a boardroom into a community room. Highlight a local business or group, although this category may be expanding to allow for enthusiastic community members because we're getting lots of feedback from a set of members that they'd like to participate. And 3, to raise money for our food pantry at relatively low to no cost in operations. To that end, so far, we have hosted 4 events with 78 individual people attending along with some repeats, and we have raised $1,346 for our food pantry. The month of February, we'll host 2. So far, there's only been 1 per month, but demand again is increasing, so we're going to host 2 in February. The first of which is a special halal soup group that's put on by the D219 Muslim Student Association. This event sold out in 2 days.
Wow.
We have reached our maximum capacity of 36 people registered, and that one soup group event raised $631 for our food pantry so far. So this is it's new for us, but we're finding that those objectives of which I've highlighted are being met, and we're just excited to watch it grow. Additionally, we've had more and more community groups, faith-based organizations, and scouting groups interested in contributing to our efforts to serve with dignity and a shared mutuality at the Respite Center, which is our daytime center for neighbors that are experiencing homelessness. This looks like groups coming into the space to bring and share a meal, bringing monthly birthday treats for celebrations. And just today, actually, I met in the space after clients left with a Daisy Troop. Those are kindergartners and first graders. We read a book about a child that was experiencing homelessness, gave a tour of the shelter space, and then the girls decorated the space with valentines that they had handmade, so that when our clients come in the morning, they're going to be greeted by decorations that express how welcome they truly are by this community and by those little girls. So we're making real efforts towards engagement and community building and seeing the results of those efforts. Always exciting to convey. We're going to move on to reports from our elected officials, beginning with our clerk, Clerk Levy.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
This past Thursday evening, Niles Township sponsored the clerk's semi-monthly meeting, and there was 30 people in attendance, in addition to our newly elected county clerk and her attorney and the deputy, and she introduced herself, explained that she was very supportive of township government. Meeting was well attended. There were 30 people in attendance, which met our quota. Everybody enjoyed the evening, and we were had a very successful program.
Okay. And for clarification, the 30 people in attendance are not from our township. They're from
They're from the townships in Cook County,
Yes.
and the guests of the county clerk's office.
Thank you. Clerk Levy, at the previous meeting, I asked that you prepare executive session minutes for this meeting from outstanding meetings dating back to 2007. Do you have all of those meetings prepared for review?
Not tonight, no. I discussed it with our attorney, and the last one from January of 2024 still has some revisions.
January of
to-
2023.
No, January of 2024.
My date is January 23rd of 2023.
The minutes are from 24 last year.
Okay. What about, so of the 9 meetings of which we discussed that you would, at the very last meeting, only one of those are transcribed?
Yes.
And not for approval by the board?
That's correct.
Okay, those are dating back to 2007,
2007?
correct?
Yeah.
Can you,
They had been transcribed roughly. We couldn't find them, so I'm in the process of setting up to transcribe them again. And I talked to our administrator, and we're going to get together to set a time when I can come in and transcribe them.
You haven't talked to, we've talked about it many times, but you never set a date up.
No.
Okay, because it's been a while since you talked to me about them, so, but there's 8 that have not been ever transcribed that I'm aware of, going back to 2007.
Are there-
I have
one at a time,
I have
please.
November 5th, 2007 has not been transcribed. May 19th, 2009 has not been transcribed. June 1st, 2009 has not been transcribed. June 15th, 2009 has not been transcribed. July 13th, 2009 has not been transcribed. January 23, 2023 is the one we were talking a little bit ago. That was transcribed once, and the board in executive session asked you to re-edit it. They had some, that's the one you're speaking of basically right now that you're working with our attorney on. Then there's a February 6, 2023 that has not been transcribed. There's a December 18th, 2023 that has not been transcribed, and an August 12th, 2024 that has not been transcribed. Is that about right? Is that what?
That is correct. This is coming towards the end of our term. These are minutes that are from meetings that go far beyond our term. I, at this board, asked for this situation to be rectified when we discovered it over 3 years ago. I would like to know why in that time that work has not been done.
There were several tapes that were transcribed and approved, and these are the last set.
But in 3 years, we have not gotten 9 tapes transcribed into minutes. To me, that's a
That's right.
problem because the reason why we do this is for transparency,
I
right?
understand
Correct?
that, ma'am.
You've been clerk for a long time, so I'm sure you know why we take minutes. I want to go further and say, we're talking about these 9 meetings, but there are, I believe, 28 meetings, additional 28 meetings that are missing minutes from executive sessions because the recordings are missing. So we're talking about these meetings here that you actually have tapes for, but have failed to transcribe as minutes. I'm also very curious about the 28, which seems like they cannot be transcribed because there aren't any recordings, at least as last reported to this board. Have you found those tapes?
No,
Okay, so those will never be transcribed.
that's correct.
That's 28. Missing.
That's,
Where are the
I
tapes?
don't think that there were 28, but
Well, I can
Well,
read
we
you the
tape every-
dates.
We tape all
One
of
at a
these.
time, hold on. Would you like me to read the dates?
no, ma'am.
Okay. Do we know what happened to the tapes?
No,
No, they're just missing.
yes,
Were they taken out of this building?
not by me.
You're the clerk.
That's right.
They stole it.
Okay, well, those are tapes that we will not be able to transcribe.
What do we do in a case
Yeah,
like that?
I'm gonna ask our attorney that question. So is that something, do we need to, there's not much that we can do?
Is there any documentation? I'm thinking of, here's a through line, gap, gap, gap. 10 years from now, if somebody looks at those gaps, should we say something about that?
If everybody turned their mics off, we're getting feedback, and I don't think we need the mics. Just turn your mics off.
Okay. Can everybody hear us without the microphones? Thank you. You'll have to speak up, attorney.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you get my question because, I'm just one that thinks that everything should be accounted for, even if you can't account for it.
Yeah, so if you have records from those, or even know what those closed sessions were about, or anything. Otherwise, there's not much to be done, there's no legal remedy or issue, it's just, there's no
There's just
document.
going to be no tapes and no documents. But I would
Right.
like it written into the record that as supervisor, when I became supervisor, it's very important to me that we have correct record keeping because transparency in government is what prevents corruption in government. That is important to this board and that will be important to this board moving forward. We also have executive session minutes that haven't been completed since that January meeting on February, December, and August. So those are 3 that need to be done, and I know that those, we actually have thumb drives for those ones. So Russ, is there a way, as a board, can we appoint somebody else to clean this up?
No.
No.
I'm asking our attorney, thank you.
No, I mean, in general, the clerk is the keeper of the records. If the clerk needed the deputy to do that, that would be the clerk.
Even for executive session, even if the deputy was not in the room? And right now, our administrator is acting as deputy and does the regular board meeting minutes,
Right, so
not the
that may
clerk.
not be appropriate, most of these, to my knowledge, are regarding. If it was especially about the administrator or deputy clerk, that wouldn't obviously be appropriate.
That would not be
But
appropriate.
I'm sure that that could be something, because the deputy clerk can basically take over whatever
The,
duties of the
Of the
clerk
clerk.
as may be needed, but, and as delegated by the clerk. But that's usually under the township clerk's office, not, the board approves the existence of a deputy clerk, right, and not.
but we can't order the clerk to ask the administrator to take these minutes so we have them?
No.
We cannot? Clerk, would you be willing to do that so that we can get this cleaned up before the end of this term?
We'll be meeting with the administrator to resolve.
I've got to tell you, I don't have a lot of confidence in that since it's been 3 years and we only have 2 months until this term ends.
I'm aware of that.
So I'm going to give you until the next meeting, and then, which is
24th of February.
February 24th, to meet with our administrator and make a plan to move forward. And I guess we'll just go through this all over again.
Okay?
Okay? Thank you.
Yes.
Let's move on. Unless anybody has anything to add before we move on.
Just a quick question, that there
Yes,
are no notes of these meetings.
Well, no, because they were all recorded.
Right, but no one took any notes.
I wasn't at them, they were before my time, most of them. Did you take notes during the meetings?
They
Handwritten
were-
notes during the executive session meetings in question?
There were some notes taken of the,
I wasn't there either, that was 2007.
no,
Yeah, and I came on in May of 2009 along with trustee Collins.
So we can assume that there are no notes because there's no recordings or
Of the
even
one-
less
of the
likely to have
28?
notes, yeah.
Correct, there's
Okay.
there's nothing. Of the
Nothing.
28 that are missing, we have
I might-
no idea.
I might be able to shed some light on that for you, trustee Towson.
Okay,
It was about, correct me if I'm wrong, clerk, it was about 3 years ago that the supervisor was brought this up to the board and all of you, and you were pretty worked up over it. And so the clerk and I, it was about 3 years ago, went down to his office, and it was about 2 or 3 days, and we went through everything that he had. You know, there was file cabinets, secure file cabinets, by the way, locked, I want to make sure. And we went through every single one, every single piece of paper, and that's how we came up with this list, which we shared with you at an executive session
right.
about 2 years ago, I think, 2 years ago. So everything that we found down there is on here. And the way that we went back there, that I went back and did that, I went back and looked at the minutes all the way back to 2000 and I think 7 or 6, pretty far back. And I went through, because the minutes we have, those are secure in the clerk's office here, and we have them written down. The ones we found, we also digitized them, put them in our thumb drives and different things. And so the ones that we found, we recorded, and then, so I would look like the 2000, the earliest one, we got November 5th, 2007. I found that on a minute saying the board went into the executive session on that time. So then we went down there and I said, okay, well, we know that the board went into executive session. Do we have those? And we looked through all the different things, and there was no tape, no notes or anything.
okay.
So that's what we have back here. So the 28 that the supervisor is talking about, there was no notes, no tapes. The ones that we have now, some of them that have been redone, which you have done, and we've also, as part of the law says too, you have to destroy those tapes after
Right,
you have.
I recall that,
right.
yeah.
So that hadn't been done for years and years and either, so we did that, brought them to the board, asked for your approval to do that. So to shorten it up, because we've been talking about a lot of, there's basically 9 that are not done. 8
That where there is
Where there's-
there is actual tapes
Where
to
there's a
transfer.
tape.
where there's actual tapes, and there's 28 that, as I think our attorney pointed out, we don't have anything on it, there's nothing we can ever do about it, and those are lost forever. Whatever happened in those meetings, there is no record, no history that anybody can go back to.
You have the law, you
Pardon?
have some record.
We have a record that an executive session happened because that's in the,
But we don't have any
There's a
minutes
motion.
of what happened in those meetings.
but what transpired within the meeting, we have no way to
Correct.
share that with the
What-
public.
And just to refresh my memory, what are the parameters for publishing executive minutes if they are able to be published, and then destruction of the tapes? What are the timelines on those?
Well, and closed session minutes can stay
They
confidential
can,
forever.
yeah, they can, especially if there's
You
very
just
sensitive.
have to, every 6 months, that's why we go and review the minutes to determine whether
So-
there's a continuing need for confidentiality.
So 6 months later, if it was an item that could become public, you could then publish those,
Right.
the findings. So for instance, a land acquisition that's now taken place, that you've discussed, it's all done. Now you can say, we had discussed that. But if you were talking about a personnel matter where you might have been discussing somebody's well-being, you may seal that forever.
Correct.
So that's a 6-month period. When do we destroy the digital or the actual tape of those proceedings?
Two things have to happen. You have to approve the actual minutes, and then 18 months after the meeting itself.
So if someone wanted to FOIA a tape, that
They're still, they're confident.
They can't.
they're
they can't.
confidential, even
Yeah.
if the minutes hadn't been approved?
Correct.
And it's just sitting out there?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you. All right, any additional? All right, let's move on. Our assessor Bagnell is here.
Thank you. We presented another property tax seminar as part of our Keep the Taxpayers Informed series. This one was last week over at,
I'm sorry, assessor, can you speak up a little bit?
really? Me?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, I'll repeat. Is that louder?
Can y'all
I
hear
can't believe you
him?
can't hear me. Can you hear me, you guys?
Maybe I should just
Can you hear me, Lana?
Oh, can't hear all that well.
Speak up.
I
You
have
need to
to poll,
project.
I have
These
to
aren't
poll the audience to see who can really hear and not hear. Anyhow, I feel like I'm yelling. We presented another property tax seminar as part of our ongoing series of keeping the taxpayers informed. And this one was done over at the Niles main library on Oakton. The next one is going to be coming up in Skokie Library on March 11. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your efforts at outreach. Always appreciated. Hey, Trustee Tollison?
Thank you, Madam Supervisor. Can everyone hear me? Okay. I usually don't talk super loud unless I'm in somebody's office when I'm supposed to be quiet, but yeah.
She can project.
But last week, Supervisor Kanang Nasani and Erica Jellerson and I visited with Jocelyn Center, who is one of our service providers. Service providers for the audience are the people, the organizations that we give grants to take care of our residents if we can't. And the Jocelyn Center is a behavioral health organization, and they have a new offices in Northfield, and they were very proud to show off their new offices and really spectacular space that they're still working on. But they tend to specialize in children, teenagers, which is something that a lot of the other organizations in the area don't necessarily do very well. But Jocelyn Center takes care of about 475 Niles Township residents, and the fact that we were over there seeing their new facility kind of made us love them even more. And so whatever they asked for, we might have a hard time, turning them down, which
But
is
we could.
yeah. So, and along the lines of behavioral health, I attended the NAMI, which is the National Alliance for Mental Illness event that they had called Hops and Hope over at Sketchbook Brewery, and they had probably a good maybe 150 people that attended, so it was very well attended. NAMI is more kind of a support organization, not necessarily, they don't provide treatment or that sort of thing, but they're
The support groups.
right, exactly.
Where peer-to-peer support groups, I should
Right,
say.
yes. So that, and that basically is it for me.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Trustee Galvin?
All right, thank you, Madam Supervisor. Fortunately, I've got to start off on a couple very sad notes. As of yesterday, I had learned the passing of Lincoln Woods' esteemed clerk, Burl Herman, who had served since 2005, passed away from long extended illness. She was 87. I've known her for many years. She was Mrs. Herman, she was my good friend's mother's best friend, and she was an ESL teacher at in the Lincolnwood schools. She was very involved in a number of community groups. She was also a Madeline Grant Award winner, which is a Volunteer of the Year award. A great lady, a really great lady. And then,
Can I just add one thing about her?
yeah, sure.
She would also come over and sit in our food pantry and register voters over the last few years.
Yeah, she was
Definite shout out for that.
Yeah, she was the voting registrar extraordinaire. And then I got a call just about an hour ago, another great Lincolnwood person, unfortunately much younger, about 66, woman by the name of Karen X.
Oh, Karen passed.
Karen grew up in Lincolnwood, had formed the Lincolnwood Indivisibles in 2016. She later morphed it into Lincolnwood Together, and other charitable things. She was also a Madeline Grant Award winner, a true local patriot, and someone that I had come to really respect and enjoy the presence of. She was a social worker. She was Spanish bilingual, very earthy person, and
She went down to the border to help children when during the first deportations, when the children were being separated from their families.
she was a force, and she was the founder of the. I'm drawing a blank. Hareen, was it?
Lincolnwood Together.
Well, Lincolnwood Together, but there was another foundation which helps Lincolnwood people.
The Levitt,
Yeah, the
Henrietta Levitt.
Harese Levitt, that was her baby, and so I would think that, she can be memorialized that way, as it does help our local people. So I'm gonna ask for just a quick moment of silence for a couple of great Lincolnwood ladies. Thank you. And on another note, Food Pantry.
No more.
The Food Pantry Foundation, which I'm the president of, we are going to be, we're moving our meeting to the 24th. We were originally going to meet tonight at 5:30. However, since I couldn't have everyone there, and I do want to have all of our people involved, we're going to do that on the 24th. And
What time, trustee?
5:30, Mr. Administrator. And on a much happier note, I now know the Lincolnwood Fest, of which we will need volunteers for the beer garden. Thank you, audience members. We will.
Two of them anyway.
Yes. We'll be looking for volunteers. I hope I'm able to be there as well, and that would be July 24th through the 27th, and we'll probably have the Friday and the Sunday shifts. I did have a nice chat with the Parks Director, and hopefully they'll take a couple of my suggestions for bands, because they're really good, but whatever it is, it'll be a lot of fun, more fun than we're entitled to have. And that is my report.
And we'll raise money for the food pantry.
Yeah,
Don't forget that part.
Last year, just for the sake of the minutes here, we raised about $2,100 in tips.
Yep.
So now we have a number that we need to exceed this year.
All right, thank you. You good?
Yeah,
Okay. Trustee Collins?
I'm good enough. It just gets me when people who help so much, who give their lives and give that precious time, just pass on like that. And there's nothing we can do about it except be friends and be there and bring food sometimes. And that's what we should do. Good person, another Earth Mother. Give me 10 seconds here to collect myself.
you want me to come back to you?
No, I'm good, because that dovetails into our food pantry and the soup group, which is one of those rare, wonderful things that we're doing that doesn't collect big, giant chunks of money, but it's going to be a bit at a time and a bit at a time. And I'm watching that evolve into people who are those caring people, and those businesses and those individuals who will connect with those people. So it helps the people, the businesses, our food pantry, which you folks, we already know, and since we've got people here and people probably watching, we are in another one of those phases with the food pantry where it's going to be tough times. We'll go into this more at a later date, or folks can talk to me individually, but it's going to be, and this is a heads up, going to be a very rough time going forward for the food pantry. We're going to be getting less and less food in, and it's already started now. The demand is still high. We're up to almost 6,000 a month. We can do this. It would be wonderful if everybody else spreads the word out there. Every time you bring something, or every time a school collects something, that is those are different things on the menu for the people at the food pantry. Yes, we can buy in bulk, and it's all similar things, and we can target this, that, and the other things. Eggs are really hard, of course, now. But when you donate, money is great, and I will say that's first, but it's those little things that you bring in that varies that diet with our folks from the food pantry. I ran into a woman that used to use our food pantry the other day, and she was talking to her two friends who were with her about how we saved her life. Boy, this is emotion night. Yeah, we saved her life. She had lost her husband, lost her home, lost everything. And not only the food, the camaraderie, the people she met, Tony and the boys, it saved her life. She's working at another job now, doing great. Life is different, but that's what we do. Our township and the people in our town and you folks out there, we're in the business of saving lives. And weirdly, that life might be mine or yours one day. So let's keep doing it. Let's keep mindful. I'm going to be pushing the food pantry hard, starting now and going forward. But thank you for all you folks have done in the past, and we're going to keep doing it.
Thank you.
And thank you for putting up with this guy.
It's tough
Wow, that
news
was a shock to me.
Tough news to get in a board meeting, but I'm glad that you shared that. Okay. All right, let's move on to staff reports. Our administrator, Eric.
Okay, just got a couple things because I'll probably be talking on some of the issues that are coming up on the agenda a little bit later. But a couple things I just wanted to highlight. First, one of the things, some people know that after many years, this board asking about doing passport pictures, and we resisted for different reasons. We're not going to go into that. We started, as we announced, that January 17th, we started doing passport pictures. And just so the board is aware, so far we've done 28 passport photos at $476 we bought in for that.
Yay.
It's going better than I expected. But
What'd you say?
Yeah, no, that's the only one time I'm going to say that. But also, it does take a little bit longer because, of course, people want, can I take another picture? Was my hair right? And all these different things. And we have software that also, when it goes over there, and all you have seen that, and goes over to this other part of the machine, and it tells it if it's going to be acceptable by the passport. The software knows what the passport people want. There's all sorts of different things, how high it is, distance, all those things. So it's taken a little bit longer, our passport appointments, but the guys and the gals who are doing the passport are really good. Everybody leaves here so appreciative. So that's going well. The other thing, and I want to talk about, well, it's kind of like what we talked about, but I'm just going to mention one thing, that one of the things as the administrator that I'm so thankful for is this board has always been, since I've been here, very proactive. And as you see later on, one of the things that they've all been talking about, the big thing is we all here have seen, because we get the information and we've been seeing the different trends at the food pantry, and you've all heard, we're getting less food, less quality food. That's for different reasons, which we talked about. I don't want to bore you guys, but we all know here what it is. We're just getting less food and not as quality food. And we're getting more people that come here that need food. So this board, probably about a year ago, started, we're going to have to do something different, because this is the Greater Chicago Food Depository, which where we get our food from. We knew this was coming. So what you did here is, we're already in the motion of making, trying to come up with something to help this. You'll see later, we're looking to do a van. We'll go more about that. That's on this agenda to buy, maybe a van. It's called Food Rescue, where we can go to the Jewels and the Trader Joe's that the Greater Chicago Food Depository has relationships with, and they used to go and pick up that extra food at night, and we would get like 3 deliveries during the week.
3 deliveries of 15-foot trucks.
Correct.
So large deliveries.
That's one thing that they're no longer doing for different reasons. So this board is already, we've been talking about a van for a couple years, and there's issues with that. Now we have to, there's gas and the maintenance and all those things. But now it's become a necessity. If we want to keep up the food to meet our clients' needs, we're going to have to do something different. So they're looking at that. Also, the last meeting of people who were here, the supervisor reached out to our county commissioner and had a meeting with her and said, we see this as a problem. What can the county maybe do? They came up with a couple ideas. The county commissioner asked Bonnie and the board to come up with a report. We tapped our food pantry director, and also another, you've heard her name a couple times here, Erica Jocelyn, to come up.
Jollerson.
I say it wrong, I know. That's why I only call her Erica. But so we're working on a report to get to the commissioner, and also for other reasons, so other agencies that we're going to be sending that report out once we get it done, to let them know where the need. So this board is already working on this project because we saw it coming. And I just wanted to point that out. That's one of the things about this board that has helped us become successful in so many different things. The other thing, Trustee Collins, be careful here. I'm going to read something very nice. I know you've read these things. Some of you didn't get these until today, because usually we have these in the packet. But the reports, we've been so busy on budget stuff. The reports that we ask our different directors to do a report. Our food pantry, our director of social services. But some of you all know that we have a respite center. I just want to read a report. So in the monthly report, this is for January. I want to read this report if you don't mind. This month we will share a success story from the respite center. The client has agreed to allow us to share his name. I'm not going to share it tonight, but he's allowed. So this person's journey in a testament of reliance, determination, and the power of community support. When he first arrived at the Niles Township Respite Center in September 2024, he was unhoused and unemployed, yet he never let his circumstances define him. With an infectious smile and a positive attitude, Brian, I'll say his first name, Brian, embraced the resources available to him, taking daily showers, storing his belongings safely, enjoying warm meals, and finding the rest he so desperately needed. The Respite Center became his safe haven, offering not only physical relief, but also hope and encouragement to keep moving forward. Grateful with every opportunity, Bryant made the most of the center's monthly bus pass and a gift card, ensuring he could stay off the streets and access the essentials that sustained him. You okay, Trustee?
I'm good, keep going.
His perseverance and kind spirit made a lasting impression on everyone he met. Through his connections he built but through the Respite Center, Brian took a major step towards stability. On January 20th, he was referred to the Salvation Army Freedom Center for housing services. And just 10 days later, housing specialist Jenny Lamatina, that's our housing specialist here that the township employs, helped him apply for the highly competitive EDRCA, I'm not saying it, Fulford Mutual Aid Fund, EFMA, a one-time $500 grant offered by the Chicago Constellation to End Homelessness. Out of 400 applications, only 100 were selected this year, and Bryant was one of them. This critical support helped him bridge the gap, get this everybody, to permanent housing. And today we are thrilled to share that Brian has you ready? You want to read this? No. Brian has secured his own home in Hyde Park. The township, his journey for uncertainty and stability is an inspiration to us all, and we at Niles Township couldn't be prouder of his success. Congratulations, Brian. So,
Stop it.
so again, the township, and there was no respite center 3 years ago. So that's something, again, got built up from the bottom from this board. So that's all I have, but I'm also doing double duty on our public relations. Mike Isaac is usually here, but he's feeling under the weather, and supervisor said, stay home. So I'm just going to highlight a couple things that he wanted for us to bring up. We've had a lot of interest in our soup group events. Happy to report that our next one is on February 12th, featuring the District 219 Muslim Student Association, which Bonnie had mentioned. However, we have a quick turnaround, and the following one at 6 p.m., February 26th, Will's Place will serve as our special chef. We'll be promoting that one very soon. Kindness count buttons. Oh, the board, we just got those done. Again, Erica, I'm not going to say her last name because everybody's going to had a big hand in developing these. This is the Kindness Count program that's been very successful. So the Kindness Count buttons and Culver's coupons are being delivered this week to 13 Niles Township schools, more participating schools in our Kindness Center project than ever before. Random Acts of Kindness Day is only a week from today. The schools are excited to join us in teaching kids to be compassionate and kind to others. The good news about this newsletter that's coming up is that we now anticipate it being in the mailboxes in April, Mr. Assessor, rather than
Doesn't
May.
change your date.
Yeah, and it could include some information about election results when we didn't think that it was going to be possible, but we are now going to be doing that. However, Mr. Assessor, copy is still due by March 19th. So that's the end of my report.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for all the kind words and acknowledgement. You are a big part of everything that we do. So that should also be acknowledged.
Definitely.
Our attorney, Ross Seckler.
Thank you, Madam Supervisor. Just to note that we are actively monitoring as the General Assembly is in session, just any township-related laws or other new bills or ideas that get floated in Springfield that may affect the township. Nothing of particular concern or note just yet, but that's how this usually goes. But just to know that we are monitoring on top of it. If anyone hears of any particular bill or anything you want more information on, just let me know.
I do. So I am working with Representative Olacol on amending the Homelessness Bill of Rights. And I would like to bring attention to that since we are the only township in the state of Illinois that actively runs a homeless center of any kind. Ours is a daytime center, so we are following what's happening post a Supreme Court decision called Johnson v. Grants Pass, which concluded that municipalities have the right to criminalize homelessness. Since that decision was made last June, 22 ordinances have been passed in the state of Illinois to enact what's called an anti-camping ban, but these are targeted particularly at the community of folks who are experiencing homelessness. So we're keeping an eye on that, and we are hoping that this bill will get some traction so we can prevent such ordinances from passing in the future and get people who are experiencing homelessness the kind of support that they actually need, as was referenced by our administrator, to lift them out of that situation, not make those situations more difficult. So please keep your eye on that for us.
Bill number?
I'll get you a bill number.
Otherwise, just we've been working with the administrator about with the budget and ordinance and the timing for that, so any questions when we get to that, Pat can answer.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. At this time, I'd like to invite a motion to approve our vouchers as listed on the agenda.
Here, Madam Supervisor, Trustee Collins like to move to approve the distribution of funds from January 24th, 2025 to February 6th, 2025 as presented. Total from the TAL Fund, $171,580.83. Total from GA, $43,519.34, all totaled up, $215,100.17.
Okay, is there a second?
Gelfen will second.
All right, any discussion? Hearing none?
Trustees Collins,
Trustee Collins, aye.
Gelfen,
Aye.
Collison,
Aye.
Supervisor Kana Nissan.
Aye, thank you, motion passes. All right, and we have quite a few motions to pass. We do not have unfinished business tonight, but we have a little bit of new business. At this time, I would like to invite a motion to approve cost of living and performance salary increases for township employees to be determined by the township supervisor in accordance with township policies and applicable laws.
So moved by trustee Tolleson.
Okay, is there a second?
Second by Trustee Collins.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none?
Trustees Collins,
Trustee Collins, aye.
Gelfen,
Aye.
Collison,
Aye.
Supervisor Kana Nissan.
Aye, motion passes, thank you. At this time, I would like to to invite a motion to approve the posting and display of a tentative township budget and appropriation ordinance for the fiscal year 2025 to 2026. The tentative township budget and appropriation ordinance fiscal year 2025 to 2026 will be available for public inspection and on our website beginning February 11th, 2025. Public hearing is set for March 24th, 2025 at 7 p.m.
So moved by Trustee Collins.
Is there a second?
Gelfen will second.
All right, any discussion? Okay, hearing none?
Trustees Collins,
Trustee Collins, aye.
Gelfen,
Aye.
Collison,
Aye.
Supervisor Kana Nissan.
Aye, thank you, motion passes. I would like to invite a motion to approve the posting and display of a tentative township budget and appropriation ordinance fiscal year 2025 to 2026 and direction to the township clerk to schedule a public hearing for March 24th, 2025.
So moved by Gelfen.
Right, is there a second?
Seconded by Collins.
Any discussion?
I'll just want to add something for clarification for people. Again, as you can hear, this is a tentative budget. This is by statute we have to do, as the attorney was saying. He was working with me because he made me change a date after I thought I was done. But the reason the date was, I was cutting it too close it has to be available for 30 days for public comment, and then that's why March 24th, it'll be a public hearing. It'll be the same budget, but of course, if people come in and want a copy of the budget, or as of tomorrow, it'll be on our website. And it's also a notice in the Thursday paper from the Skokie Review and all the local papers. That is out there, so people who see it, they can either download it, come in and talk about it, come to a meeting, and that public hearing meeting on March 24th, they can speak on it, and, the board will listen, and, if people want to make some changes, and the board thinks it's something that is a good idea, that's when they have a chance to still change this. So what we're doing today is just accepting a tentative budget that most of the time pretty much goes on the 24th, it'll be what it is here. But it is open for public review, and I know the supervisor in this board welcomed that. This isn't just a procedure, they welcome that. So
So to echo earlier sentiments, we do pride ourselves on transparency. If you come back on that date, you're going to hear me give a whole big speech about how a budget is a moral document. We believe that fervently and do invite people to look at our budget and know where our hearts are. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the clarification. Any further discussion? Okay, hearing none. Clerk Levy, please call a vote.
Was there a time set in that motion?
But March 24th is the public hearing,
At a regular board meeting.
and it'll
which
be
is
on our
7
website
p.m.
starting tomorrow and available. We'll have a copy at our front desk for people who want to come in and get a copy.
At 7 o'clock.
Correct.
That's a good question. 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Yeah.
The hearing will be at 7 o'clock.
But the hearing, yes, the hearing will be at 7 o'clock
At a
Thank you.
regular board meeting.
on the 24th, yes.
Trustees Collins,
Trustee Collins, aye.
Gelfen,
Aye.
Tollison,
Aye.
Supervisor Khan Agnosanti.
Aye, thank you, motion passes. I'd like to invite a motion to grant the supervisor authorization to purchase a used or new cargo van with a budget not exceeding $45,000. The van will be primarily utilized for food rescue operations, specifically for collecting food from participating agencies and grocery stores.
So move by trustee Tollison. I already sent pictures of vans to our,
Everyone's enthusiastic, that's good. I think-
Seconded by trustee Collins.
Second by trustee Collins. I do actually have a question for our attorney. So, Ross, if we approve this motion tonight and we do not have a van purchased by the end of our term, which is coming up in the new budget year, do we need to do this all over again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
And
Any-
I would recommend, I know with used cars, you may have to move fast.
Right.
I would have a meeting to approve the actual purchase of the actual car, the actual contract.
Even though we are passing this motion tonight that gives me authorization?
To go and procure it, I still would recommend because of the high amount,
Okay,
and that you get multiple offers.
offers, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Just a point, this is something that we've talked about for years, and there's all kinds of ins and outs and things that go along with it, you know, insurance, this, that, and the other thing, but this is literally probably from the time we moved over to the other building, we have discussed back and forth, and it just has come to that point where we really need to go down this road. So it's nothing that we just thought of last week and decided. This has been years in coming.
Yeah. And I know that this was sort of touched on before, but I do feel like it bears reiterating. We are in dire straits moving at our food pantry, at least as long as I have been on this board, which is it's rearing 8 years now. First as a trustee and then as a supervisor. Even during the pandemic, we were never in a situation where we were running out of food. And we almost had to close the doors the other day because we were basically out of food at our food pantry, which last month served 5,900
6.
people as their primary food source. If you haven't seen our food pantry, it really is like a little grocery store. We have dairy and meat and fresh produce. We have household items along with regular dried items that a typical food pantry has in operation. We let people shop it.
Somebody in the back wanted to hear the number again.
Oh, I'm sorry, let me
Hi.
repeat. 5,932 individuals last month. 68.96% of those folks live in Skokie. Of course, Niles Township is composed of 6 municipalities, some partially and some in full. But we're running out of food. And we do believe that serving food at our food pantry is not only of the utmost importance because access to food is a human right. We believe that we do it as a community. So we want to invite the community into the solution. And that is a call out to all of you, to your friends. It isn't a secret, I share it all the time. I was a single mom with 2 kids on free and reduced lunch. We really, as a family, depended on this kind of service and aid in order for me to make it through college with my children and sit here in front of you today. I'm really proud of that, and I'm proud of having been able to rely on a community that cared about our well-being, and now to be able to be in the position to give that care when I can and to call on you for your compassion and your care. And I believe that we have it when we work together. So not going to be shy about asking for help.
Couple things could I add?
Yes,
Two things.
please.
Just so everybody knows, as Trustee Townsend said, I've been getting a lot of information about vans.
About trucks.
Yeah. So, and our food pantry director is gonna make the final decision. He's actually doing those. But I just would share, he's given me some already that he's looked at. Just so you know what kind of money we're looking at. For a new one for 2024, which is not our plan, but we just wanted to get some prices. 24 Dodge Ram 250 with 425 miles on it. Right now, $43,977. A used Ram 2023 with 24,698 miles, $36,995. And a 2018 Dodge Ram 1500 mileage, 65,000 miles on it, 24,000. So we are looking at different things, and the board will make a final determination with the recommendation from the food pantry director and myself. So we are looking at different things, and as you just heard too, we're in a hurry, but we're not going to buy something just to buy something. This is something that we've been looking at for a while, and as our attorney said too, we're going to have to, if we do decide to buy one, we're going to have to make sure we time it around a board meeting to make the final approval. But this isn't just, and I just shouldn't using Dodge Ram because we wanted to compare apples to apples. But so that's where we came up with the money. While we said 45,000, we don't think it's going to be there, but we wanted to make sure we didn't have to make a change. And the other thing that the board has directed me as the administrator is they want to do this without hiring somebody special. So
Or additional.
additional, did I say special? Thank you.
Everybody's
Additional.
special.
Very good. So that's our plan, and we've had some discussions. We think we can do it. I've talked to some of our staff here already about how we're going to do that. So our plan is to do it without hiring anybody else. That may be a little tough, but we'll see how the project goes. But if they tell me to do it, we're going to do it. So,
It'll be it'll be a vehicle that you don't need a CDL for.
good point. Yes, we
Right.
did that on purpose. We don't want to
Right.
have a CDL type of a truck or something because we don't want to.
Correct. Good discussion. Any further discussion?
I have
Yes,
a
sir.
question.
Yes, clerk.
What insurance premium was included in your estimate of expenditures?
I've talked with our insurance company. We've looked at it. It's not that big of a change. Also, we have to get state plates and those type of things too. So that's budgeted in. It's not part of the 45,000. We use that as just the purchase of the van. But we have money in accounts that we can take those other things out of.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good question. All right, further discussion. No, exhausted discussion. All right, please call a vote. Please call a vote.
Yes. Trustees Collins,
Trustee Collins, aye.
Gilligan,
Aye.
Tollison,
Aye.
Supervisor Khan, Lasante.
Aye, thank you. Motion passes. All right, we have citizens tonight. Are there
Lots of, yes.
any citizen comments? Per our board rules, citizens are allowed to give a 3-minute comment. You may raise your hand. Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor, Ms. Bani, Supervisor Ms. Bani. I have comments to make on behalf of the MCC community. The last general body meeting, there was a comment made by the Vice President, Dr. Sabah Khan, and she admired your services, board services to the community at large. So I want to thank you on behalf of the MCC.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
And, I'm sorry, the other update I have, Village of Morton Grove neighborhood outreach meeting is scheduled for the February 27 at the Melzer Elementary School at 7 p.m. All are invited to meet the elected official. Also, 2025 resident handbook is available now. And the last comment I have, MG Citizen Police and Fire Academy for 10 weeks class start on Monday 19th.
Okay, thank you.
And that concludes my report, Your Honor.
Mr. Khan, could you tell me the date again of the outreach? What was the date?
It's February 27th.
February 27th? Thank you.
Yes, sir. That concludes my report, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Khan. Right.
Roy McCampbell, I just a couple thoughts. I looked at the agenda before your meeting.
Yes, sir.
Right. And a couple thoughts went through my mind, but I didn't get a chance to explore all of it. So, and I realize you gotta get this done now, but just a couple of thoughts. If you need to get another donation for your food pantry, or maybe you and I can talk offline on this, there are a number of major car corporations, sort of in the sense of AutoNation is one, and I work with some of those on other charitable events, that you may actually be able to get a donation of a van, and that would come with them having got it, like GQ coming in. And so I can kind of put you in touch and go through it. I just got off with, we just have that first look at charity for the car show. And my wife's on the board of directors with that, and she's president of the leadership council, whatever out there. But it's amazing what the auto industry does here in Chicago for charities and those type of things. And so it might be worthwhile to help plug you into that.
Sure.
And then the one question would come is, would it be donated to your food pantry foundation versus to the township? Because that would be another interesting, and then that's all kinds of nuances and intricacies the lawyer here would have to straighten out, which I won't get into. I'm just thinking about all those little issues.
Yeah.
But it was just a thought, and if you don't mind, I'll call you after, you know,
Sure.
during the week.
I'd appreciate it. I can tell you, too, is if you got the question from the supervisor when she was asking the attorney about what if we go into the next term?
Right.
The reason she did that is because if she votes for herself, she'll be the supervisor again. So, but the reason she did that is we're not going to rush into this. Those things that you've talked about, we've already have reached out to different places.
Okay.
I can tell you our director of food pantry has called some of our villages around here to see if they're retiring some old vehicles that we can do. So what you're saying is yes, and I look
So I
forward to
wouldn't
hearing
mind
from
just
you.
adding my 2 cents in to help you out.
Yeah.
We can do it. And then the only other question I have, which don't throw anything at when I ask this, but has the township thought about moving a little bit more in the EV direction with some of these things? That's the only other question I ask. And I'm not putting you on the spot,
I'm
but
going
I'm
to
just throwing it.
remind
Are
the
you
board
kidding?
that we do not enter into conversation
yes.
during
No, I
citizen
understand. I'm just
comments.
yeah.
However, and I'm not going to, but I appreciate it, and I appreciate your offer to have these conversations offline.
Yeah, that's what I meant. because I
Yes.
do that.
Thanks for getting me in trouble, Roy. Thank you.
Okay.
Get yourself into trouble. You're
I
fine.
figured after a year of hanging out here, a little over a year now, I think at least.
We're loose, but we're not that loose. Right, guys, we're not that loose.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there additional citizen comments? Yes, Ms. Jacobs.
Hi, my name is Ilana Jacobs. I'm a Skokie community member, and now I'm also a D219 school board member. And I just want to thank you. I know we've been working for the past 4 years in a partnership for the township, helping to serve our D219 students and families and food pantry, and look forward to continuing the partnership. And it's really great to see all the amazing events that are going on. I'm really excited about the soup group, especially sponsored by our 219 students, and I know they do a lot more, and thank you for helping them, you know, inside the classroom and outside of the classroom and their families.
I want to respond.
Oh, please do, because I want to be able to.
Any additional comments from citizens? No? Okay. All right, can we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved by Collins.
All right, second?
Oh, seconded by Tulsa. We usually just say bye.
Favor, say aye.
Aye.
What time is the clerk?
8:03.
3.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you.